What is up, everybody? My name is Logan, and I am on a mission to implement decentralized governance into the fabric of society. Haven't done an update in a while, so just going to run through some things on the Clarity front, on the Cardano front, that is worth knowing for those Clarity community members and holders and everything. So, first thing that I want to talk about is just the growth of Clarity and where we're headed and what plans we have. So we're focusing on B2B deals. So working with organizations, with existing communities to help to implement decentralized operations, have them have on-chain treasuries. And the main place we do that is within Cardano, right? So you have different protocols, different, and I'll talk about some of these different projects that need governance, want governance, give more utility to their token, those types of things. And we work with them in a lot of projects in Cardano. The other thing that I do is bring people from outside of blockchain into blockchain, and oftentimes they don't even know it. So one use case that I wanted to talk about is homeowners associations, so HOAs. They're everywhere. There's tons of them. If you find a formula that works for one of them, you'll be able to scale rapidly, which is why I'm so excited about this use case. So I actually, in order to accomplish this and get a foot in the door, I participated in the election for my board. And what I am doing is I'm the treasurer now, and I have some say on the board. So I've been kind of sitting back and listening for the first half a year here. And I tell you what, these HOAs, man, they are up to their necks in bad processes and antiquated processes. They have these, 100 deep email threads. You have so many things to deny or approve every time a homeowner wants to upgrade their house, get a new mailbox, do some landscaping, anything like that. You have to get approval for. So it's a largely inefficient process. So I'm working on getting Clarity implemented there. So the board members are going to come on. And then once we have a case study with them, I'm going to be looking to take it to the millions of other HOAs in the South Florida area and beyond. And the cool thing about this is, as we become more and more successful in this B2B deals, we'll be able to increase our MRR and start putting it back into the protocol. And you'll see the impacts of that in the near future, I'm sure. The other use case that I've been chasing a while and have been really close with a handful of these types of organizations is professional soccer teams. We have a meeting with a soccer club coming up here soon. It's actually a fan-owned soccer club. Can't say who, but really excited about the conversation. They were introduced to the Clarity technology about a week ago, and they were very interested to chat. So really looking forward to discovering that use case too. And there's others that we're focusing on, but I think the main thing is Cardano project. So in terms of that, we have partnerships that I wanted to chat about as well. So one is Bodega. This is the first user-owned prediction market protocol on Cardano and really across chains. You can be your own market creator and make funds from the trading activity within the market you create. So they're actually going to be probably the third, fourth, or maybe fifth person building on top of the Clarity SDK, which is really cool. So we have the Clarity platform. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. You can come, you can do all your governance, your community incentivization, rewards, and all that. But what we did is we realized that governance is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and you're going to want to build custom applications out within your own platform. And so we built this SDK so that people can just tap these APIs and use these tools to build a robust governance and system within their own interfaces and within their own apps. We're also working to put Clarity on Midnight, which is exciting. I think just governance and privacy in general is a really important combination because you get the transparency with the blockchain, you get the privacy with Midnight, and then you get the immutability with it being on the blockchain as well. And as we look towards those use cases, such as government institutions adopting blockchain for voting, I think privacy is something you have to have. So really excited to have that as well. The other exciting one is Indigo. So Indigo is using the Clarity SDK as well, or rather we built on top of the SDK for Indigo, and we built them a custom off-chain governance portal that is specified to the Indigo DAO's needs. So really excited to get that going with the Indigo community. The other really big thing going on is the Cardano Builder DAO. So for those of you who don't know what this is a treasury proposal from the Cardano treasury, which has, I think, over 1 billion ADA in it, for 12 million ADA. And this would go directly to fund the builders of the Cardano ecosystem. So all the funds would get deposited into a DAO on the Clarity platform, and then they would be allocated to the projects that go through the governance process, which I won't get into, but it's a good governance process with teeth. We worked really hard to design it. So yeah, really where that's at, it got approved as a temperature check, and now it's going to come to a final vote. So if you are a DREP, or if you have ADA and want to delegate to our DREP, that'd be awesome. We really believe that this is important because at the end of the day, if Cardano does not have on-chain activity, does not have projects and products that are bringing users in, we're cooked. We're dead in the water. We can't replenish our treasury. So what this DAO does is it funds the projects that have the best chance and the highest potential to bring millions and hopefully billions of users to Cardano. These are the projects that are most likely to be those unicorns, we can say, that bring on millions and millions and hundreds of millions of users. So we need to make sure that they can accelerate their development. They can get another developer. They can give people raises so they stay on their team. And they can have, build exactly towards what they need to do from a business development standpoint instead of trying to just put in a flashy catalyst proposal that might get voted in. So that's why the Builder DAO's there. We're doing a good job with our governance process thus far. We're going to have like 45 different builders with working projects on Cardano in the DAO when it's all said and done here for the first go about. So yeah, lots to look forward to there. And then, yeah, really the last thing that I thought to bring up was just sometimes when you are in the crypto ecosystem, these markets, you're expecting the bull market, it doesn't come, you're down bad. But I just want to say I'm still positive about this cycle. I think what you're seeing is probable rate cuts towards the end of the year. So maybe during the holiday season, maybe a little before it, actually in September, we'll see some rate cuts. We'll get some favorable legislation passed here in the States. And I do think, altcoin season is ahead of us. As far as DAOs are concerned, I think they're a little slower burn. They're like not a hype instrument that can cause these bull runs and bear markets. They're more of a steady present thing in the blockchain realm, because what they are companies that exist on the blockchain. So, I think of them like LLCs. So in 1977, Wyoming was the first one to put into law the concept of an LLC. And it took about 20 years for 40 states to legalize LLCs. So it moves slow because it's an organizational structure. It has to go through the highest deciders in society, which is the government, for better or for worse. So you have this new organizational structure where it was created in 2017. So let's say we're almost a decade in here. And there's over 50,000 of them that exist. There's about 5 states that have legislation surrounding it. There's jurisdictions around the world. And LLCs, this organizational structure that blockchain is poised to disrupt with DAOs, they govern $37 trillion of assets. So as things move on chain, you're going to need entities that can be regulated and can be governed, that exist on chain and have on chain assets in their treasuries. And this is what DAOs are. So as real world assets move on chain, as institutions move on chain, they're going to be using some sort of a DAO structure. There's also multi-sig wallets that can be used and other wallets that can be used, but there's going to be a lot of reasons to have a DAO in place, whether it's to have favorable treatment from a regulation standpoint, which we see a lot right now, or other reasons as well. So I expect DAOs to continue to grow. I expect the TVL and treasuries to continue to grow. I expect the amount of projects that use DAOs for their community coordination layer to continue to grow. And I expect, in the next 20 years, you're going to start to see some 100 billion type of numbers, 500 billion type of numbers from assets and DAO treasuries up from where it is now, which I think is about 30 or something like that, 30 billion. So those are my thoughts on things. You know, I do these lives just to update you guys. If you have any questions, I hope you guys know I'm an open book and happy to chat about whatever it is. But yeah, we're going to bring on thousands and millions of people with DAOs through these B2B deals. I'm very confident in that. We just need a little time to keep going, and you'll see the token ecosystem take off as a result. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you on the next update.